Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Pure Crochets, and on today's tutorial we are creating this beautiful simple dress, and this is how it looks like. It has ruffles at the end and the top looks like this. I took it to the beach and voila, it's a lightweight, easy to wear dress. I hope you'll enjoy this tutorial. Kindly subscribe to the video, like and share. And these are the materials I used to make this beautiful dress. I'm using milk cotton yarn, and you can use any other type of yarn you have. You need a 4.5 mm hook. If you need your stitches to be more closer, please use a 3.5 mm hook. You need a pair of scissors and a tape measure. So to begin, we are going to make first you need your collar to collar measurements. Okay, this line here indicates your collar to collar measurements, and then we are gonna do a crochet up to your bust measurements. After you've hit your bust measurements, you're gonna straighten up to your hips measurements. After you've hit your hips measurements, you're gonna make the ruffles, and mark you, we're making 2 panels. We will make the front panel and the back panel, then attach everything together, then not forgetting the little sleeves that we have. And as I said, it's a very easy tutorial to follow through, so let's get started. Please take your measurement of collar to collar area, or you can chain 35 chains. 35 chain is universal to size small, medium, large. And if not, kindly take your collarbone to collarbone measurements, then chain as long as your collarbone to collarbone measurements is, and I will meet you once you are done with that. I'm done with my 35 chains, and this is how my work look like. So to begin row 1, we are gonna skip the first 2 stitches from the hook. I just added a few more chains because I had not reached my target chains. Kindly skip 2 chains from the hook, and we are going in with a row of double crochets. Remember to do double crochets, you always yarn over and then do the double crochets like this. And we are going to do double crochets across all the stitches that you have. I will meet you after this first row of double crochets. I am done with my row of double crochets, and now we want to start with our increases. Remember, we are increasing our work at the beginning of the row and at the chain at the beginning and the end. So kindly chain 3, turn your work. Please note, chain 3 acts as a stitch, and we are going in the same space as chain 3 and making 1 double crochet. That means that is our first increase. Then go ahead and make normal double crochets in every other chains that follow. I will meet you at the end of our work. As you have seen, we have already increased at the beginning of the row, and then we are also going to increase at the end of the row. All right, that is how you get the V-shape kinda at the upper part of your work. You have to increase your work at the beginning of the row and at the end of the row until 7 rows, sorry, then you will be done. At the end of the row, almost at the end of the row, I just go in here with my last double crochet, and this is my other. Okay, now we're at the end. This is our last stitch here, and it's the chain 3 space. So stitch, go in with the double crochet like that in the same space, go in with another double crochet like that. So that is how we are increasing at the beginning of the row and at the end of the row. Kindly chain 3, turn your work around, yarn over in that chain 3 space, go in with a double crochet. That marks our increase again. Mark you, chain 3 in this case acts like a stitch. After that increase, go ahead and do double crochets in each stitch, and please remember again, we will meet at the end of this row to increase our work. As I said earlier, we are going to do increases at the beginning of the row and at the end of the row until we have 7 rows of increases. All right, I hope we are together up to there. So now I'm almost at the end of the row again. So let's go in here with a double crochet like this. Go in this next stitch with a double crochet. Please note the last stitch here is the chain 3. You can see it's here. This is our last stitch. So go in the chain 3, yarn over with a double crochet like this, and yarn over, go in the same space with another double crochet like this. So this is how we're gonna do our work until we're 7 rows. I will meet you once you're done with your 7 rows. And please note it's the first 7 rows, then we're gonna introduce something different. All right, okay guys, I'm done with my first 7 rows, and you can see my work has increased on the sides. So these are my first 7 rows, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and we have been increasing in each row at the beginning of the row and at the end of the row. Then from here now we are gonna increase on alternating rows. This 7th row we did an increase, so on the next row we're not gonna do an increase. So to begin the next row, always chain 3. Please note, now we are not increasing, so chain 3 doesn't act as a stitch. So we'll skip this first stitch here, go and start working from this next stitch, and we're going to do a double crochet. Remember, we are not increasing on this row, we'll be increasing on alternative rows. When I say alternative rows, I mean if this row we did not do an increase, the next row we will do an increase, next row no increase, next row increase. Okay, and that's how we are going to work until your work perfectly fits on your bust area. Okay, it should fit perfectly on your bust area, and that's when we will stop the increases. Okay, but on a bust area, I mean your work should reach from one boob area to the other boob area perfectly. All right, remember we are working front panel and back panel, so everything should meet on the sides here. Your work should be perfectly fitting on the sides of your boob area perfectly, like perfectly. You understand? So this row was a row of an increase, and we are almost at the end of my work. And please note, we are not increasing, and always remember this chain 3 is a stitch, so always go in with a double crochet like this to make your work straight. All right, so chain 3, turn around, and remember this row we are doing an increase now, and chain 3 acts as a stitch. So go in the chain 3 space like this with a double crochet that makes it an increase. Continue the normal double crochet until the end of your work, and remember at the end we will be increasing our work. I will meet you at the end of our work so that we increase again. Guys, we're at the end of our work, and we are going in with 2 double crochets on top of chain 3. That is the first double crochet. As you remember, we are increasing at the end here. Yarn over, go in the same space with another double crochet that marks an increase, right? And the next row is no increase, so chain 3, turn your work. And remember on this row we have no increase. So skip this chain 3 space, go to the next stitch and do a double crochet like this. Skip this, go in here and do a double crochet, and we'll work double crochets all the stitches until the end. As I said earlier, we're working until your work perfectly fits your bust area from one boob side to the other boob side. Your work should be on the sides of your boob, like perfectly fits you on the bust. That's when you will stop the increases. Alright, so work like that until your work perfectly fits you at the bust area, and we will meet. Guys, I am done until my work perfectly meets me at the sides of my boobs, and this is how much I worked. Remember, we were alternating with the increases, and this is how long my work is. And as from here going all the way to your stomach area, we are going to do normal double crochets, no increases at all. Okay, so from here now we are working normal double crochets until your work perfectly reaches your upper hips measurement. Let's say your hips measurements, then from there we are gonna increase again until your work perfectly fits your hips measurements. But as for now, we're just doing normal double crochets until we reach the hips area. That's again where we were going to do increases. By now, kindly consider subscribing. If you have any questions, you can write them on the comment section, but I think you're following through. As I promised you guys, it's a simple tutorial. So let's hit the hips measurements and we will meet there. And as for now, we're just doing normal double crochets, no increases, no decreases. All right, and please note, always keep the first stitch when you are working normal double crochets with no increases. Alright, so this is how far I have worked, and this is how long my dress is. It's already at 19 inches, and now I've hit my length whereby my work is near my hips measurements, and now we want to work on the hips area. Alright, remember we have been working from under your bust all the way to your stomach area, and now I'm near my hips measurements. I'm at my hips measurements, and now we have to increase our work to fit as well. All right, so work until your lower waist. That's when we start increasing. My hips measurements goes all the way to 43. So 43 divided by 2, that means I'll be working all the way to, let's just say 22 to give us more room. All right, so 22 in the front side, 22 at the back side, and I've shown you my work stretches a little bit to 21 inches. So remember, now we are gonna do increases on alternative rows. So on this row, we are gonna first chain 3, turn your work, yarn over, and remember we are doing an increase here now. So go in the chain 3 space and put in a double crochet like this, then go to the next stitches and do double crochets, and I will meet you at the end of the row where we'll be doing an increase again. All right, remember we'll be increasing on alternative rows, meaning this row will increase, the next row no increase, the next increase, the next row no increase, until your work perfectly hits your hips measurements. That's when we will stop with the alternative increases. Are at the end of our work, and I'm just finishing up with my last stitch there. All right, so now we are on the chain 3 space, and remember it always acts as a stitch, and we're gonna do our last increase in this chain 3 space. Go in with a double crochet and another double crochet in the same space like that. All right, chain 3, turn your work, and the next row is a row of no increases at all. So skip this first stitch, start working in the next stitch and do double crochets, and you're gonna work like this until you perfectly hit your hips measurements. Remember we have 2 panels, so half of the hips measurement should be on the front panel and half in the back panel. For me, I'm gonna work 22 inches in the front panel, 22 inches on the back panel. So I'll meet you guys once you have increased your work alternatively until it hits your hips measurements. Okay guys, so this is how far I've worked my work, and remember to hit your hips measurement, kindly just stretch your work a little bit. Don't stretch your work to your hips measurement, don't overstretch, just give it a little stretch so that your work perfectly fits your body. Don't overstretch it so it's too tight. Now it should be comfortably stretched out. So as you can see, without stretching, my work is at 19, but if we give it a little stretch, you can see it goes all the way at 21.5. 21.5 is the perfect hips measurements for me, and remember it also goes away to 22. As you can see, it's just a very little stretch I'm giving it. Do not overstretch your work. Once you've got your hips measurements, so now we are gonna do normal double crochets until where you want your work to reach. That means the length of your work. So I'm just gonna add a few more rows, keeping in mind we're gonna add ruffles at the end of your work. So if you want our dress like mine, just add a few more rows, keeping in mind you have ruffles at the end of your work. So from now on, we are not doing no more increases. We are doing normal double crochets just to hit the length of the dress that I want, and then we're gonna do the back panel and we'll do the ruffles. So this is how my work looks. As you can see, it has the hips measurements. You can see where the hips measurements are, you can see the stomach area, and you can see the bust measurement. It has this shape going on. That's how you get the shape of your work. So go ahead and make the second panel the same measurements that you used on the front panel. Should be the same measurements as the back panel, same length, same width, everything should be the same. Please not count your stitches. Make your tape measure your best friend here, otherwise you have to unravel your work so much. So be very careful and make 2 panels which are identical, and then let's move to how you get the sleeves measurement. So for the spacing with your sleeves, it's always 8 inches is always perfect for everyone. So we want to join our work on the sides, but keep in mind we have to leave an opening for the sleeves. All right, so I'm gonna leave 8.5 inches to 8 inches that will cater for the sleeve. Then the rest of the areas we are gonna join using our hook, or you're gonna go in with a darning needle to join the sides of your work. All right, so each side, the sleeve areas will be either 8.5 or 8 inches, maximum 9. Okay, leave that space out, then join the rest of your work with single crochets. Okay guys, I'm done with the arranging and I'm going in with a smaller hook, 2.5 hook, to join my work. I'm starting from the bottom of my work to join, and this is how I join in my work. And remember, I'll just go in each stitch with a row of single crochets until I get to the stitch marker, then I will stop there. Then also join the other side using single crochets. Please note, you can also use your darning needle to join your work, okay? But if you're using a hook like me, please use a smaller hook to join your work. It brings out more nicer stitches and quicker to work through when joining. Alright guys, I'm done with your work. Now let's go in quickly and put in the ruffles. Make sure everything is well aligned. Turn your work around, and to work on the ruffles, we'll make sure you work on the outer side. The outer side, I mean, your work should look like this, okay? Where we join should be in, then the outside is the right side up. I'm attaching in my hook, and to work on the ruffles, I'm using my 4.5 hook, and I'm just joining in my work like this, okay? And then at the end where you joined your work, kindly chain 3 and go in every stitch with 3 double crochets in every stitch. This is round 1. Right, this is my first double crochet here, and you see I'm going in the same stitch with 3 double crochets. That is the first double crochet, the second double crochet in the same stitch, and the third double crochet in the same stitch. And we are going to work like this all around your work until you get to this point where we started. All right, this is now how we make the ruffles. I'm done with round 1 of my ruffles. Looks so pretty. So remember, our ruffles are quite long because my work is short, so I need to make my ruffles longer. Row 2, go in that first double crochet that you did here. Remember the chain 3 space, sorry, not the first double crochet, the chain 3 space. On top of chain 3, we are gonna join with a slip stitch like that, then chain 3, then go to the first double crochet that we did here. And now it's easier, we are going to each double crochet with a double crochet. No more increases. It's just a double crochet on top of a double crochet all round and round. And I worked all the way to 6 rows of double crochet. That's how my ruffles were that big. Okay, so it's now just a double crochet on top of a double crochet. Do not skip any stitches, and remember to end your work, you end by a slip knot on top of chain 3, then you chain 3 and then start the pattern again, which is a double crochet on top of a double crochets until you have 6 rows. Okay guys, I'm done with my work, and this is how it looks. As I said, I did a total of 6 rows. Remember, row 1 is where we did 3 double crochets in each stitch, then the rest is just 1 double crochet, and I did 6 rows. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 rows, and that's how we make these cute ruffles. Kindly again consider subscribing if you've reached this far. That means you're a perfect student. All right. Now we want to put in the sleeves area and we will be done. Please, we are going to go in the sides of your work, from this side all the way to this other side, across the chest area to the other side, first with ribbing. By ribbing, I mean edging. By edging, I mean a row of single crochet. So just using the same hook, which is a 4.5 mm hook, reattach your work at the end here. Remember, this is where you finished joining your work. All right, then just go in each stitch with a single crochet, and we're gonna work all round with single crochet until here again. So it's from this side of the armpit all the way to your neckline to the other side of the armpit. That is for the front panel, and also do the same for the back panel. Remember, it's just a row of single crochet to make your work neat. Okay, so once we're done with that, we're gonna insert in the sleeves. Okay, now for the sleeves, I'm going in with 25 to 30 chains. So using the same hook you've been using, reattach your work at the tip of the sleeve area, which is on this corner here, and we're just gonna chain 30 chains, and then we'll join into the front part of your work, and then we will be done. Simple like that. So chain 30 chains like this, then you're gonna join in front of our work, which is the front panel or your back panel, whichever, and then that's it. Okay, we are done with the work. So now go ahead and check if the sleeve measurements is perfect with you. Cut off all the excess and sew in all the excess, and if you need to, double check your work. And please note, this is a very important finishing tip. Remember, we just added the sleeve measurement here, which here, okay, so that might make your arms measurements more wider or more longer. So take your tape measure and measure from the tip of the sleeve up to 8.5 inches or 9.5 inches. If you have more space, of course you will. Please just join all the space until you have only 8.5 or 9 inches. As for me, I had to close in more, join in more at the sides here, so that my work is from the top of the sleeve to where it ends should be 9 inches. Okay, so keep in mind the sides of your work. You might end up readjusting it and joining up more. And that is their final work. As you can see, I had to join in a little bit from here up to here, all the way up to here. Okay, so yeah, that is the last tip. Thank you for watching. Kindly remember to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, comment with your thoughts down below, and I will see you soon. I'm hoping you enjoy this tutorial. Ciao ciao.